Welcome to the party, pal. I am Commander Tom, and you are joining me here in front of my chop shop, wood shop, as well as my redstone services business. And it's that second part we're facing today, as I have mail. This is coming from Redcap Sue, and she's got a job for us. This is Redcap Sue, and I am in need of your redstone services. I would love to build a machine in my shop to dispense colored cement. My need is within a week or two. The shop is across from the end shop. There are the coordinates. Not a building in a building area, as I wanted to see the size and shape of the machinery best gauge what I needed to build around it. So we are going to build a redstone dispensing concrete shop. I've got an idea in mind already for this, especially considering there are 16 colors we need to build for. So let's go ahead and get cracking. Alright, I've already gone ahead and done the prototyping here in the factory floor of my base on the server. If you take a look around, you can see I've already gone ahead and made sort of a 16 by 16 footprint for me to do this kind of projects and work in. And we'll see what I've got for the prototype of the actual server. We're looking at a item frame detector for 8 various colors. Then once a color is selected, we'll actually punch it through that button. The items will be injected into the water flow, come into that so you can see it's there. At that point then we'll deposit a diamond and then it'll be ejected out. That's the game plan. This works fairly well right here. So what we're going to do is build 2 of those in a mirror image at Red Sue's plot. That is something I think will work pretty simple, as well as work fairly effective and be aesthetics for her. Let's go ahead and start cracking out the actual build. Alright, so I'd known ahead of time that right here was where she was going to be, and we had talked briefly. Looks like she's starting to try to get some sales going on right now. A lot of black, a lot of white, and I had asked for one of each color. Okay, there we are, I think. There we are, yep. I wanted a block of each color, a stack of each color, so I would have stuff to actually program the dispensers with. So I think we've got everything we need here. I'm going to go ahead and move these shulker boxes out of our way, because 2 rows of those 8 item dispensers are going to take most of this space up. I hope she's aware of that. Let me go ahead and get my little workshop area set up, and and finally add my stone box there. Okay, so ender chest, work chest, and my chest of various supplies. Okay. And you kind of see how we've got plots kind of marked out here at ASO with the white wool marking out areas available for rent. Okay, I think that's concrete she's got in mind for building supplies. I don't think we'll need that right now because we're selling the concrete powder. Then that way she can sell both. Okay, so this gives you an idea of how we do it on our server. She has leased a 16 by 16 plot. I'm going to go ahead and get some of the stone and redstone technology here to start actually building this. Now, for those of you who are curious, Red actually checked out the prototype version at my base, and even some of the stripped birch logs for the aesthetics front. So she's already well aware of what the design, build, and size is going to be. She's not going to have any surprises. So that's why we are going to go ahead and stick with duplicating what worked previously with the stripped bark, or pardon me, stripped birch for the front. Okay, go ahead and focus on the essentials, get the item frame up, and get the arrow on there so we have a redstone input, and that is center. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and build the stone circle around to get our red coder set in here. Because what we want to do is get a redstone impulse off of the item frame selector. of levels 1 through 8. So we can then correlate that into the 1 through 8 batch we have here. And I think I'm going to need to move a block. I think I'm a block short. I need to count better. I'm trying to host this show while I'm trying to build on this show. So you're going to have to forgive me if I make the occasional mistake. Give me a moment while I get this all sussed together here. Okay, we're going to need to get a line of redstone. Nope. Okay, I'm off a block. That's okay. Bust that. Take this around the line. Through here. Nope, not on top. Needs to go there. There we are. And okay, that's dialed. Oh, subtract mode. Gotta put that in subtract mode. Okay, am I off a block? I'm off a block. I need to add another row of blocks over here. But if that's the biggest mistake I make all night, I'm not going to feel too bad about that. Okay. Just kind of torch all as I go. And there we are. It's already working right there. Perfect. Do a quick test run. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. Drop it to 1. Yes. All right. So we've got the beginnings of the red coder already done. Nice and dialable. Nicely done. All right. Let's move on to adding this up a level. Give you an aerial view for those at home of the red coder so you can see that. Just make sure that that comparator is in subtract mode. This is in standard mode. And then you should be able to build this at home. Next up then we're taking sticky pistons and placing them directly over the redstone torches. This will be the key to the selection method for those 8 options in the dial. And then we're going to start placing the blocks on top of the sticky pistons. Now these blocks are going to have water moving over it, so I'm going to go ahead and place colored concrete, because even if I place dust, they're going to be concrete as soon as they get wet. But this will also help to establish assigning colors to slots. And if I can keep with simplicity, make it easy to understand, then it'll make it easier for my customer to understand. Now we're going to take droppers, not dispensers, and we need to get them facing vertically outward. So I think I'm going to need to get some scaffolding up on this one. I know I brought some with me. There we are. And I don't know about my opinion on scaffolding. I find jobs that it works great for. I find other jobs I'm not sold on. But today we're going to try and use it because it's a relatively small job. Okay. Dang stuff. Okay. There we are. That should work. Alright, so what we need is a dropper on top and in front of each block on that line. So now I've got that height correct. We are just going to daisy chain it on down. And please forgive the bouncing effect here. This is what happens when you're like jump and shift at the same time on top of scaffolding. It's one of the reasons why I'm not super crazy about it. Ah, dang it. Can I do it though? You pest. Alright. Let me get these droppers put on here. You get where we're coming at. You put one on top of every color there because we want to have 2 droppers connected to every color. That's going to be a key feature of getting the proper amount dispensed. And I'm going to go ahead and add a few more scaffolding. I really hate this bounce feature. Grr arg. And one more. There we are. Yes, drop's done. Excellent. So obviously that's going to be about 16 droppers right there, one for each color. So this entire build will need 32 droppers right there. Not the end of the world, but be prepared. But that's sort of the core of it there. Now we need to wire it. Let's go ahead and check out the backside. So I do need to offer one slight apology. The former blocks are not the ones that are going to be having water on top of it. It will be these blocks here in front of the droppers. But still, having the colored concrete instead of powder behind it is not bad. It's my personal preference, but this really needs to be actual concrete because literally on top of these blocks are going to be where the water flow is, because the entire concept is that the droppers will spit out the items into the water flow into a central collection point. Your standard rainbow colors, like you see in most colored item shops. Now let's get to wiring. Alright, come along to the back side here, and the top of the raised piston is where you want to start a row of 2 slabs. What we're going to do is run a line of redstone into a repeater into the raised block. We are actually going to fire this entire 16 slab floor, but because the selector will only raise one block at a time, we're only going to trigger one color. So that's sort of the key of the system, is we've got 2 circuits going on, a selector and a trigger, and it's only where the 2 meet do we actually get a successful fire. So the way we do that is just simple repeater into those spaces, and then we do a single line of redstone dust behind it. Now we need to get a trigger system set, which is actually not too bad. We're going to need to grab another sticky piston, and we're going to need a wooden button. That's important. And we only need 2 observers, but I just grab half a stack just because that's how I usually work. And then you can kind of see how these colors are going to work. And we need to put the wooden button top corner. And then, we're going to need to put the sticky piston so it is pointed inward and it is adjacent to the trigger button. Yeah, put that in the top corner. I may have put that in the wrong button. We will see. And okay. I think I put that over too far. But let me get the observers placed first, and then we'll get things corrected. Okay. Temporary blocks. Alright. Then we get the observer with the output going towards the redstone. Yep, I need to move that button. Let me get close and catch it. Yes! Yes! Good. I love it when I can do that. Alright. We've got... Okay. Cleaning up a little bit here. Okay, looking at it. Yeah, I've got that. Okay. I get a little paranoid sometimes with redstone. Alright, temporary block. Then the output towards the redstone. That's perfect. And then we are going to need to drop the temporary block out and drop in then. Room to work. Hop over. Okay. That's going to be a temporary block there. And a temporary block here. So I can get the piston to extend. Perfect. Yep. Alright, so that being the case then, clear this mess out. Where's my button? Needs to go onto this block here. Press that. Yes, perfect. We are looking for that 8-click sound. And that 8-click times 2 droppers equals 16 items ejected equals what we're selling for a diamond is 16 concrete sand. This is going to work just smooth. Easy part from here now is we need to build a glass case to contain the ejected items so they don't go everywhere. Now that is a pretty simple job. Let me go ahead and knock. Okay, just so you get it for space orientation, you're going to want to leave a space in front of the dropper. That's going to be for water blocks. And then at least 2 high, and I may even raise this a 3rd block just to make sure that you don't get items spat out all over the place. But that way we've got room for, get my temporary block out, everything to flow in. Now this also needs to have blockage this way, because sometimes things go sideways. Then you're going to want to contain it on the side also because of that top one. Now I've not had items get stuck up on from the top row to the second, but you might want to take a look at that. I haven't felt the need, but however safe in particular you want to be, that's completely your call. Now the agreement was that I would do the redstone and that Red Sue would take care of aesthetics, but every sort of colored material shop I've seen, wool or concrete, has almost always done this as part of its aesthetics, and it'll also help to identify which dropper she needs to load with which color, because that's part of what she's going to need to do for the job. Is, you know, she left me 1 stack of each sand color for this reason, to load and identify, and then she'll need to, you know, keep the supplies up as part of her job for running her shop. But everyone I've ever seen it's always worked like that. We'll knock out that piece of glass for her. Okay, so we've got the selector and the ejection system set up. Now we need to get the delivery system set up, which is basically the water traffic goes to a piston controlled glass so you can see the items, but you've got to pay for the door to be opened and for you to receive the items. So we need to get that section set up here. Okay, I'm just trying to think of where the wall is going to be, and she can make use of the kind of white wall from the cotton as well, so that's no problem. And I'm going to drop a couple of torch here for, you know, mob prevention. Try to be courteous to her. She wants to put in fancier lighting as part of her aesthetics. That's fine, but no need for her to be fighting creepers while she does that. We'll go ahead and chop the hole. That's going to be the glass. Do I have my sticky piston? I need a sticky. Okay. Thank you. I love the redstone toolbox. Okay, so we're going to need to drop a hole there. What? That's an odd hole. I think this is terraformed land that bridge did. I didn't think... Oh, that's awesome. I didn't think about that. I mean, I know exactly what happened. Bridge just kind of terraformed over it to make it smooth and to level it for the shop. I get it, but hey, Red, you have a basement. You got a crawl cellar underneath your base. Plenty of room for storage. That's awesome. Okay. Let me... That's great. I didn't... I'm sorry, I just... Yeah. Let me get some redstone. Let me get this hammered together. That's great. What we're going to do is just put a simple filter system in here. Okay. I'm looking at my size. Nope. You need to go down one. That needs to be a piston. Then the glass. That will be going up then once there's a redstone signal put to that. And because we can see the glass, we'll put in some more wood there for aesthetics. Primarily, Red Sue is going to be doing the aesthetics, but if it's something around the redstone, I'm trying to make it passable, so if she doesn't want to, she doesn't have to, because she is not redstone comfortable like I am, and I don't want her worried about is she going to break a circuit or not. So I'm trying to make the materials around the redstone pretty. And pretty is very hard for me, so I get nervous about trying to do aesthetics. We are going to want 2 chests. I need at least 1 sign because I don't want water flowing when the door is open. So I want a chest there with a sign. Great, and that'll stop the water flow when the glass is open. The chest will then act as the deposit chest. That'll be the payment chest. Then we're going to set up just a simple item filter from the chest that will then suck the diamonds out, put them into a receipt chest, and filter things out. A filter is a pretty simple thing, and just for her business security, I am not going to show what it is, and I'm not going to show what the named items are, because I'm not stupid. I want her to have a clean business and not have everyone buy her materials for junk. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off that filter system out because it's just a standard filter. Okay, for purposes of education, I will go one slight step further and kind of try to show the redstone circuitry here. That way you can continue to build this at home a little bit more. As you can tell, we've got the barrel on top of a standard slant 6 filter system. You know, same thing that Impulse uses. And then that, let me clean up the floor here just a little bit to try to keep things nice. Excellent. Okay. So you can kind of see how that wires together then through the 2 hoppers into the receipt barrel from the top to the bottom. That's where I draw the line, because I'm not going to put out on the entire internet what the filter code is so you all, buy. And then obviously it's just repeat history in a mirror format to get the other 8 colors built on the other side. So you'll see it's 1 diamond for 16 blocks. First you select the color from these 8, then you hit that trigger, and you see how those items flew through the water stream, and you see them then show up in front of the glass. 1 diamond for 16 blocks of a single color. Stand on the gold to deposit. Put that in, and it gets shun into your inventory. Nice, sweet, and simple. And then once you give Red a day or 2 to actually do the aesthetics, this is what she turns her shop into. Well done. I gotta say, I really like the flowing water walls that you've got on either side there. I do like the white concrete with some touch of some marble stairs. I do like the color bulbs coming off of that. Nice, colorful, very artistic, and totally not anything I could get away with. I can make things functional, I can't make them pretty. Red, you did great. So if this helped you out, or just made you smile, leave a like and subscribe. I drop videos like this each week. If you want to see more, that's what playlists are for. I'm Commander Tom from the ASO server, and I will see you next mine. Thanks!